Hey everybody, this is Pete with Crunch Time Coaching. Very excited about today's video. Today we're going to learn how you can get power and spin while hitting off the back foot. I think you're really going to enjoy today's video. Before we get into the lesson, I want to give a shout out to Head and Midwest Sports. They recently sent me a bunch of cool new rackets to demo. Today we're going to be using a Richard Gasquet's racket, which is the Extreme MPA. It's 100 square inches. 10.6 ounces, and the reason why I chose this racket today is because when I was hitting with it, I was able to hit a lot of top spin, and I think we're going to need a lot of spin to execute this shot. So let's get into today's lesson. Alright, so we know, if we've taken any lessons from coaches out there, that ideally we want to step into the ball to get power, or even if we're going to go open stance, we want to be leaning into the shot to execute power. But guys, tennis is a very dynamic game, and sometimes, and you'll see the charts when you watch matches, that you're going to get forced back deep in the court. The shot's going to be really good, and you got to hit on your back foot. But what happens too often is when people get on their back foot, and that's why coaches are always telling them, you don't want to hit off the back foot. So when they get off the back foot, they have no power, no load, and they end up hitting a weak, wimpy shot. So today what I have for you guys is the scissor kick switch foot forehand, right? The scissor kick switch foot forehand. And if you've ever hit an overhead, right? You may have done this before, at least you see it on TV, is when they're getting forced off the back foot here, the pros, what they do, they get here and they do a scissor kick. Well, actually, there's not a lot of talk about this on the forehands. This is a technique I think you want to learn when you got on the defense, to still be able to load. Let me move a little further so you can see my legs. To still be able to load, so you're off this back leg, and even though you're leaning back and maybe you're a little late on the ball, you're still loading and then transitioning here. So you can transfer your power, your weight somewhere, right? And this is a way you can still get a lot of power on the ball. Let me demo a couple so you can see exactly how it looks in action. So guys, you'll see right here in the first couple of shots, maybe this might be some of your buddies at the club or you, where you get stuck on the back foot and you can't really get any momentum. The ball just kind of crowds you and eats you up, right? Have you ever felt like that out there on the court? What we're going to start doing though is adding that switch foot scissor kick forehand. Here we go. Now you can see right here, all the weight has started to load up right here on this leg, if you can see that. Alright, so the weight is loading up right there, and then as the ball is approaching, I jump up and switch the feet over so I can get some power momentum back into the shot. Then get back on the toes. Here comes another ball. We're going to see I'm going to load up on that leg again and pull up and through. We're trying to hit that ball high and heavy over the net, and again. Alright, so there you go. That's the move, and let's take a look at what it looks like from behind, so you guys can see that this really does add some nice power back into the shot. Okay, now if we look at the back view, we can see here what's actually happening with the ball. So as I'm hitting off my back foot, and I'm moving back as I'm hitting, don't get any momentum back into the court, you can see that the ball lands short, and then look at that second bounce. It's actually bouncing in the green. Here's another one where I'm not penetrating the court, I'm just falling back and hitting. Alright, so let's take a look at what we want to be doing and the difference in how it's going to be bouncing up, penetrating through the court. So ready, here comes the ball. You can see me again loading up my legs, the back leg, getting set to get some power, lifting up because we want that ball to go high over the net, and then doing the switch foot move. Alright, now watch where the ball lands now. Look how much deeper it's going. It hits, and then look where it's going to hit on the fence. I'm going to pause this right here, close up, and we're just going to make a mark. So there is the ball way up there. So imagine your opponent now having to hit a very, very high backhand or forehand, whatever shot you hit to. Alright, now let's come back and take a look at the next ball to show you that this is something you can do pretty consistently if you practice it. So here comes the next ball. Again, get forced on the back leg because the ball is moving back, loading up, transferring energy up into the ball, falling to the opposite foot, ball going high over the net, hitting the ground, and let's take a look at where that one bounces on the fence. So we can see that this one appears to be even higher off the fence there. All right, quite a nice distance to the ground. Still didn't even reach the ground there. So that's what you want to be doing to your opponent, is making them hit high balls. This is going to allow you time to get back in the court, and then hopefully you can actually get a short ball right after you hit this ball off the back foot, and then you can attack and put the next ball away. So there we go, guys. That's it. The scissor kick, switch foot, forehand, and you can see that we're able to still get a lot of power as opposed to lean on the back foot. By the way, I thought my head racket today, the Extreme MPA by Richard Gasquet, the one and only Richard Gasquet uses this racket, I thought it performed pretty well. If you'd like to check out some rackets, you can always go on a Midwest Sports demo program. That's one of the best things I love about trying out rackets, is you can try before you buy. So make sure you do that. I hear that there is a train, as always. Whenever I turn and to make on a video, you've been following me for a while, you know the train's always coming. So like this video if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. Subscribe. No, like if you like it. Subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. And if you have a question on anything on the racket, on the stroke, if you're out there demoing a racket right now, you have a question on it, leave it below in the comment section. I'll be sure to check it out. Pete from Crunch Time Coaching, sign off.